Clean inning for Connor Udell in the top of the sixth. Now Jerry Kelly will look to return serve.
He'll face Sean McCardle, Joe Burke, and Dom Scavone. McCardle's got a base hit tonight, as does Dom Scavone. Nothing yet for Joe Burke.
Not quite double barrel action in the Leesburg bullpen, as you like to say. Blaine Huter's playing medium toss.
Yeah, you're right.
And not quite hard toss. And the Leesburg closer, Zach Henderson, is getting his preliminary stretching in. Henderson has gone more than one inning, but with so many back of the bullpen options and Kelly still in the game, I would imagine it's far too early. Sliced down the third base line. Kelly running over, lays down and gets behind him. Sean McCardle will cruise into second and hold up there, a leadoff double for the Daytona State extra hitter.
It's a game of inches, Matthias. Brett Kelly didn't miss that sinking line drive by much, but Sean McCardle gets rewarded for it with a double for his efforts.
Since Leesburg scored 4 runs in the top of the third, the DeLand offense has certainly woken up. All 5 of their hits have come in that span, but they have stranded 6 runners aboard in the last 3 innings. This was a problem up to the point where the Suns offense woke up in the 9th inning against Leesburg last week. But at this point, with your backs up against the wall, a loss would send DeLand home for the season. You would much rather not wait until the final frame of play. Here's a guy who really got things going in that game, Joe Burke, as he takes ball 1.
It was Burke's 2-run shot in the top of the 9th that made it a 4-3 Lightning lead, and really was a bit of a catalyzing moment for the Suns offense. Ended up putting up 3 more in that inning.
Not to take anything away from DeLand, but important to note, Zach Henderson, the usual closer for the Lightning, was not there. Still have to come back and win that, though. It's not like they faced slouches. I mean, they faced Evan Waterbourne and Connor Gleason.
2 of the better arms in the Leesburg bullpen. I'm sure that's something in the back of the mind of a lot of DeLand hitters right now.
Nearly got a piece of Burke.
What I was saying, it's certainly in the mind of DeLand's offense that not even a week ago you put up a 5 spot against Leesburg in a game where it would have been very easy to get frustrated. Just 1 run to show for 10 base hits.
Uter now throwing a little harder in the bullpen. 3-0, 4-pitch walk to Joe Burke. Second time we've seen that today from Jerry Kelly.
Of course, Joe Burke, certainly not a guy you want to leave something out over the plate to, as Rich Billings goes out to talk with his lefty.
I think I saw Coach Swiderski hustling over to the bullpen. There he emerges. Probably going to tell Blaine Huter to get going. He has upgraded from medium toss to harder toss.
I just think that J.D. Stubbs is the only infielder that joins these mound visits. Is that the way Leesburg generally runs their mound visits, Matthias?
Well, it varies. Sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. There's a little tea party going on around second of Lanos Hall and Chase Malloy.
Sean McCardle in there as well.
And just hanging out for the vibes. Looks like Tim McCullen will come out and break up the PTA meeting now on the mound.
Taking his nice stroll there. And now makes his way up the mound.
Half of it is to check on Jerry Kelly. I'm sure the other half is to buy a little more time for Blaine Huter.
Kelly has let the first 2 runners aboard for the Suns. Got Dom Scavone, Joey Aiden, and Trevor Sheehan, the next 3 batters due up. No lefties mixed in there.
Started with 2 righties. Kelly's the lefty, and Huter, who we would assume we'll see next, is a righty. First and second aboard. Dom Scavone up to bat. He's had himself a nice game so far. And this one goes 5-hole on Clay Stearns. Everyone moves up 90 feet. 2 runners on in scoring position. Wild pitch from Jerry Kelly.
All of a sudden, nobody out, 2 runners in scoring position. Tom Scavone hit 300 in the regular season and has got himself a single back in the 4th inning as well as a hit by pitch.
Suns have gotten good production from their bottom 4 of the order. Scavone is 1 for 1 with an RBI single and a hit by pitch. Aiden, who's on deck, is 1 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice. Also scored a run. And Ray Sass, the number 10 hitter, 1 for 1 with a walk. Prime chance here for DeLand to start chipping away at this Leesburg lead. Crushed into left. Kelly will just have to play this on a hop. They will hold up Burke at third. A run does come in to score, though. Dom Scavone has his second RBI single into left field. It's now a 3-run deficit for DeLand.
Dom Scavone has got such a beautiful but simple swing at the plate. Not a lot of motion, not a ton of wiggle with the bat, just straight to the baseball. And that baseball goes straight into left for another RBI.
See how long they wait to take out Jerry Kelly, who has not been his sharpest self here tonight.
Trouble not over yet with runners on the corners, still nobody gone.
Kelly has allowed more than half of the total hits he allowed through 19 1/3 innings pitched in the regular season tonight.
Wow.
5 hits total over 19 1/3. 3 hits allowed here as Aiden swings through a high fastball.
Well, this is a situation where Jerry Kelly's reliance on the fastball can come back to bite him. DeLand just looking to string base hits together. And knowing that you're almost certainly seeing a fastball definitely helps in that cause.
Strike 2.
Back-to-back high fastballs by Kelly. Looks so inviting to hitters. That fastball that comes in, chest to shoulder height, looks good, but very tough to get the hands up in time.
Another high fastball. This one he manages to get a piece of, though.
Aiden singled and reached on a fielder's choice in his 2 at-bats tonight. Against Leesburg, 3 for 9 in 5 regular season games.
Fouls another one off. This one a loud ricochet off of a window?
Something. Off the side of the roof. The facade, if you will.
Of course. For our more finer listeners out there.
Like yourself?
Like myself.
Aiden's come up clutch against Leesburg before this season.
Stearns barely holding on to that one, 2-2.
On June 19th, that was DeLand's first win against Leesburg, a 5-3 W. Joey Aiden came up with the bases loaded in the 6th inning, came through with an RBI single. Leesburg tied it back up, then Joey Aiden found himself in another bases loaded spot in the 8th inning and drove in another run to give DeLand the lead for good.
Correction 1 and 2. Scavone on first, Burke on third, nobody gone. And Aiden fouls another one off, the third one this at-bat. Lightning would certainly trade a double play for a run here. Scavone runs well at first, and Aiden, who's up at the dish, has enough speed to beat out a double play himself.
Saw him beat out a fielder's choice earlier tonight.
Kelly looking for the punch-out, 1-2. In the air. It'll barely get out of the infield, but not nearly deep enough to warrant a run. And Dom Scavone, or Joe Burke, pardon me, who was at third, was in a ready position, looked like a sprinter, and literally did not move a muscle. That was hilarious.
Oh, that was good stuff from Joe Burke. He's talking with Nafis Lanos about it. Joe Burke, not the fastest member of the DeLand Suns this season, and on a ball hit about 5 feet out of the infield dirt, I don't think Joe Burke was going to tag there.
Pretty good form, though. He's ready to get going. Sheehan swings on the first pitch he sees. Fly ball into shallow right. Burke will hesitate for a second. This one got all the way to the dish. He would have been dead in the water, but Back-to-back flyouts induced by Jerry Kelly. And now he's just 1 out away from putting up a 0.
Whereas Leesburg put together some productive outs to add to their 7 runs. Back-to-back pop-outs. Not exactly the same category for DeLand. Joey Aiden had a good at-bat against Kelly. Trevor Sheehan jumped on the first pitch he saw there and just lifted it right to Robbie Scott.
Sheehan now 0 for 3 today with a pair of strikeouts. And it looks like the Lightning will ride the rest of the way with Jerry Kelly after Blaine Huter was set to come in. This is Ray Sass. He's reached base both times he's been up. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Still Scavone at first. Still the Olympic sprinter Joe Burke at third. Sass has a single up the middle and a walk. He was left on third both times.
A lot of fastballs from Jerry Kelly to be expected. Joey Aiden started to sniff out that high fastball, was able to fight it off, but not able to put together a base knock.
This is pitch number 40 for Kelly. Misses just off the plate. 2-1. That was as close as they come.
Did not miss by much.
This inning got started with a double into left from Sean McCardle. Brett Kelly barely missed after a walk and a single. 1 run has scored. There are runners on the corners. Struck foul, 2-2. Boy, this would be huge for Jerry Kelly after dancing out of first and third in the 5th, only allowing 1 run here in the 6th. Go a long way. Either way, probably the last batter he will face.
Well, it's a lefty St. Clair if Ray Sass can reach.
Deuce is wild on the board. Kelly sets, delivers, swing and a miss, strike 3. Jerry Kelly with the Houdini act to just allow 1 run in the 6th inning and leave first and third occupied for DeLand. They do score a run, though, to keep cutting into this lead. The Lightning leading by a field goal now as we enter the 7th here on Flow Sports.